Do you remember a time when happiness didn't live inside a screen? When childhood meant scraped knees, dusty shoes, and coming home only when the streetlights turned on? When friends were real people, not profiles? When boredom created imagination and silence created strength? If you're Gen X, this isn't nostalgia. This was your life. Today, we're talking about Generation X, those born between 1965 and 1980, the generation that grew up without the internet but had to adapt to a world eventually ruled by it. You didn't grow up being constantly explained to. You learned by watching, by failing, by getting back up without applause, without validation, without an audience. They often call you the forgotten generation. But maybe that forgetting is exactly what shaped your strength. Raised in balance, not extremes. Gen X grew up in a world of balance. Parents worked hard. Rules existed, but so did freedom. You were trusted to figure things out. You walked to school alone. You solved problems without Google. You waited because everything took time. Psychologically, this created something rare today: self-reliance. You learned early that the world wouldn't always rescue you, so you learned to rescue yourself. That's not cold, that's strength. Emotional toughness before it had a name. Back then, no one talked much about mental health, but that didn't make you weak, it made you adaptable. Gen X wasn't raised to talk about feelings, you were raised to deal with them. Be strong, don't make noise, handle it. So you learned to sit with discomfort, to push through hard days, to keep moving even when life didn't feel fair. Many of you learned to hide stress, normalize exhaustion, carry responsibility quietly. Psychology calls this resilience, the ability to bend without breaking. You didn't need constant encouragement. You didn't expect instant results. You understood that real growth is quiet. That's why Gen X carries a calm confidence, not loud, not flashy, but deeply rooted. A brain built for focus, not frenzy. Do you remember normal life? Simple weekends, family dinners, conversations without distraction, moments that didn't need to be recorded to matter. Your brain developed in a slower world, one that allowed focus, patience, emotional regulation. That's why Gen X often feels grounded. You know who you are without needing likes to prove it. The bridge generation. The generations after you grew up fast, with technology, with speed, with constant noise. They are creative, they are expressive, they are connected. But Gen X? Gen X is mentally tough. You can unplug. You can think independently. You can survive change because you already have, without tutorials, without guidance, without reassurance. Psychology shows that growing up with fewer distractions builds stronger attention, deeper problem-solving skills, emotional endurance. That's you. You are the bridge generation. You remember life before the internet, and you learned how to survive after it. You understand the past. You adapted to the future. You carry both. Quiet strength in a loud world. This made you adaptable, practical, balanced. You carry wisdom without bitterness. You don't need to announce your strength. It shows in how you move through life. Calm, capable, unshaken. You were raised in a world that made you strong before strength became a trend. The truth no one says enough. So here's the real message. If you are Gen X, your childhood made you strong. Your past made you resilient. Your silence hides wisdom, and your calm hides power. You didn't grow up loud. You grew up solid. And that matters more than ever in a world addicted to noise. So let me ask you something. When you remember your childhood, do you feel grateful, proud, a little nostalgic? Tell me in the comments. What part of your childhood do you miss the most? If this made you think differently, hit subscribe. We go deeper every day.